Alright, so doing a quick flip through of my Wizard of Oz junk journal now that it is done, and before I gift it to my mother-in-law. So it is made from a vintage little golden book of The Road to Oz. It's a kind of a different story version of The Wizard of Oz. I did make a little beaded lacy ribbon tassel that clips on the end. A cute little vintage lace trim around the edge, blue spine, and then the matching vintage lace trim on the back. Little gingham print tie. Alright. So on our front cover, we have double tuck spots. Got like a vintage, looks like a newsprint page all about the Wizard of Oz stuff, like Capital Slippers and Ruby Gloss, Emerald City, and the Poppy Fields Travel Agency. All kinds of just cute little vintage ad stuff that's like it's from the Wizard of Oz. And then we've got a little journaling card with poppies on it. There's Dorothy right there. Added a little Wizard of Oz die cut from my my little clip art sheets that I have that I made of the Wizard of Oz. These are like vintage pages that I found online about the different songs of the Wizard of Oz. So you'll see these throughout the book. Got a little belly band with Follow Your Own Path with a little yellow brick road on a bingo card. It does open up for a journaling card, and there's Dorothy in there as well. Slide that back in there. We've got a little image, a little tag of a Tin Man with some paper on the back. And then the Tin Man and the Scarecrow get together. And then there's the Tin Man heart, the old motion picture soundtrack cover, a little vintage picture of the cast rehearsing. Got the Scarecrow with his brains and his little diploma. Got a die cut of the Yellow Brick Road and a little sheet about the Scarecrow. And we have a little tuck pocket with the farmhouse with the tornado coming. And then there's the witch watching. This one is made by a friend of mine on Whatnot, Kelly's Craft Shack. I've got a couple of her tags in here that I had got from her that were cute when we did a Wizard of Oz train together. I think this is another one of her tags. You say wicked like it's a bad thing, and there's the Wicked Witch of the West with a little flying monkey. And then there is a little bookmark that tucks in the back of that tag. And then we've got witch's hat, little journaling spot. These are some vintage music sheets that I found online. Courage the Cowardly Lion, the little medallion, courage, a little tag, a little journaling card, a little tuck spot with Emerald City, Wizard of Oz, a little postcard of the four main characters, some more vintage sheets. We're off to see the wizard. Now, the two signatures that are in this one, I did do the elastic band signature so that my mother-in-law can add stuff if she would like, or move the pages around. She loves collecting Wizard of Oz stuff, so I figured I'd give her the ability to add stuff if she'd like. These are just some little clips, the different little vintage designs of the characters. Wizard of Oz. More vintage music. I got Over the Rainbow. Another little belly band with one of my tags with one of my Munchkin images that I designed. Rhinestone on top to keep the trim on. A double tuck spot with two different cupboards of Wizard of Oz books, and then the little witch and some little munchkins. These sheets, they are throughout. These are vintage daily music report sheets that I found from when they were going through the production of the movie. So it tells you like this one says October 7th, 38, and they were practicing Over the Rainbow, and it says Garland and Orchestra, and it even has like the timestamps. There's a bunch of different ones of these sheets as we go through this. This one's from May 8th, 39. Lots of different characters coming in and out, talking about where they are and who's on where, and they start doing Mary in the Land of Oz, and then Ding Dong, Emerald City. But yeah, those are pretty cool sheets. Got Glinda, Only Bad Witches Are Ugly. Got Wicked Witch of the West. She's looking pretty ugly in that one. This side we have some cute little There's No Place Like Home trim with a couple little journaling cards tucked in there, flying monkeys and Wizard of Oz sheet. The cast image again, and then I put a sticker of them in costume from the movie. Picture soundtrack. There's the cast again. It's the friends we meet along the way that help us appreciate the journey. Vintage book cover, Emerald City, Oz. We got little Toto in his basket. I Only Had a Brain music cover, Jitterbug. And we've made it to the middle. Second signature, some more of those daily music report sheets. These are images from the movie of Dorothy and her little farm. And then that's one of my Dorothy designed images on a tag that I made. And then we've got It's All About the Shoes page with all different images of the ruby slippers, including some glittery big die cuts of them, and then one of Dorothy, and then a little tag with one of my clip art images of Dorothy. I've got these little watercolor images of a lot of the main characters. Something Wicked This Way Comes. This is actually like a photo of the top of a record of Over the Rainbow. We've got our Scarecrow page. Got a big die cut of the Scarecrow, a little vintage image of him, another little style of the Scarecrow on there. On the back, and then we have one of my big watercolor ones with some trim that actually has the characters from the movie on it, and it says Oz. Ding Dong the Witch is Dead music sheet. The If I Only Had a Brain sheet. We have our Tin Man page. So we have our big die cut of the Tin Man in there. A little vintage style of the Tin Man. A little heart paper. The top on this one too. There's my watercolor tag of him. The different little clip art of the Tin Man. We're off to see the Wizard sheet. A different record cover. My watercolor of the Cowardly Lion. It's got a different little trim of the main characters on there, and a little vintage image of the lion. We have our big lion die cut, and then a little black and white lion, and then put him up, feminist fighting stance. Got the Yellow Brick Road music sheet, some more of the daily music reports, our Glinda page, a couple different images of Glinda, including the big sticky glittery die cut, You Are Capable of More Than You Know. And then the big watercolor tag of Glinda with some cute trim. Glinda and her bubble. A couple little journaling cards with Glinda and her wand. And then also the image of her from the movie. And we have our four main characters from the movie. Over the Rainbow sheet. We have our Wicked Witch of the West page. Wicked. These are some of my little clip arts that I just stamped into circles. Her movie image, Surrender Dorothy. We have a big die cut of both the witch and of the flying monkey. So they're both tucked in there. And then I also have little watercolor one of her on this one. Come on, get back in there. And then it says, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" And a little flying monkey on there. "I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too." There's her sister squished under the house. Vintage flying monkeys. And this was another tag from Kelly's Craft Shack that I got. She's got a bunch of cool black trims and lace on it. And then a little image of the sister squished under the house. I've got the Yellow Brick Road sheet again. Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. We've got a poppy field page. So there's Dorothy from the movie Asleep in the Poppies. And then we have a big die cut of all of them walking through the poppies. Lots of little poppy stickers around the edges. Then we have our Oz page. We've got Emerald City, a Wizard of Oz journaling card, Wizard of Oz book cover, and that is my my image that I designed. A little cute little tag with some cute vintage green and black lace. And then there's the whole little picture of going to Emerald City on there. And then there's a little vintage image of him as well. And then one of the old soundtrack covers of records. A little strip of vintage characters, a different cover. And then we have the little trim of all the characters, some more ruby slippers, a little vintage design, the Magic of Oz sheet, and a little tuck spot. And then we have our There's No Place Like Home, Glinda talking to Dorothy. It's not where you go, but who you meet along the way. And there's everybody and her with the ruby slippers getting ready to click her heels and make it back home. At the end, we've got There's No Place Like Home, a cute little Toto on there. There's No Place Like Home ribbon. Also a vintage There's No Place Like Home in that tuck spot. And then There's No Place Like Home with whenever he accidentally got blown off in the air balloon on there. Tucked in that back tuck spot. And that is the flip through of my Wizard of Oz themed journal that I made. Thank you guys so much for taking a look at it. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.